Oh, g'day. I'm on the RV Investigator here in the Southern Ocean, and we're just about to do some seismic work, and so we've got some MMOs, which are marine mammal observers, and behind me there is Kartzoff, and he's keeping an eye out for whales at the moment. And we've also got Sylvie up here, and then down below we've got two other watchers as well, just looking out for whales, because if we do see some whales, then we have to stop the seismic work. But anyway, I'm here with Kartzoff because Kartzoff is at IMAS, and he's doing something that I hadn't really taken much notice of before, and it's called governance. So we're going to talk to Kartzoff and just ask him a little bit about what the governance program is like at IMAS. Well, Kartzoff, how's it going?
Hey, it's going good. Just keeping an eye out for whales.
Yeah, I don't want to disturb you too much while you're doing this, but just wanted to ask you a little bit about what governance was, because you're doing governance at IMAS, and I thought IMAS was all about marine and Antarctic studies, and mainly biologists. So what is governance?
Governance, all right. Well, to start off, it actually is a science degree, so we do a lot of science still, but governance really is just the observation, the interaction and management of people and how they interact with the environment. And we use science for that to get the best.
So it's a bit like a government.
Yeah.
So government looks after people, I guess, and processes. But governance seems to be a little bit wider than that in this case. What's the extent of the governance that you're looking at?
Extend the governance? Well, governance of the ocean, law of the sea. How countries get together and jointly run a place like Antarctica, for instance. That's a great example of governance. It doesn't have a government, but it has governance.
So governance of the sorts of things that can happen in Antarctica, and I guess we've been talking about the law of the sea, so it's about who can fish or who can do what in the sea, or where you can. So that's the sort of thing that you're looking at your degree?
Absolutely. Looking at all that stuff. I'm also looking at just resources in general.
So on this trip, this trip is looking at extending Australia's governance, I guess, personal governance, of an area down near Heard Island. So is that's the sort of thing that interests you, and that's how you got on this trip?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's quite historic. I mean, not very often you make Australia will be a bit larger at the end of this, maybe. It's pretty cool.
And so that'll give us a little bit more jurisdiction over the oceans in this area?
It does give us more jurisdiction, but it's not just about gaining stuff, it also means more responsibilities. I mean, that's part of the whole deal. You've got to take care of what you get. It's not just a matter of taking stuff and then sporting it away. You really need to manage it the best you can, and that's where governance comes in.
So this area, I think, remembering your talk, you were talking a little bit about something like called a Patagonian toothfish.
Yeah.
So this area, apparently there are Patagonian toothfish. What are they, and why are they important?
They're big, ugly fish. I mean, maybe some people don't think they're ugly, but I think they're pretty ugly, and they're worth a look at. They're huge, and they are basically fished a lot because they have very fleshy meat, and they're quite expensive. They're also known as white gold.
Right.
Yeah. So obviously there's a lot of interest in a fish that's that big and expensive, and you get a lot of people who fish for them. But sadly, their life cycle, like a lot of fish down here, is quite a long life cycle. So they could easily be overfished. That's a lot of what management in Antarctica borders is about, not overfishing important species like krill and toothfish and stuff. So part of the reason why an extended continental shelf could be useful, because it could allow for more management and essentially protection of toothfish, so they can be harvested sustainably, so that they'll be here for forever.
Yeah,
as long as
instead of losing them.
Instead of losing them, exactly.
Right. Oh, excellent. Okay, well I think I understand a little bit more about governance, and we will put some links to more information about governance for students and teachers to have a look at. So thanks very much, Kartzoff, and we'll catch up with you later.
Thank you.